Two.
Online. Hey, yo, what's poppin'? All right. We let some folks get on up in there, right?
Folks, get on.
Let me get up in there because I ain't even in there. Hold on.
Me neither. I'm
Mick,
trying to
how you
pull up.
feeling today?
Oh, I can't. There we go. I can't complain.
I'm feeling all right.
I can't complain.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
Enjoying some of the holiday.
Yeah. Okay. You got anybody in here? I can't see.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm just gonna say
Okay.
not yet. I gotta ask a couple people that popped
How about those lions, Mick?
on. Hey, listen, they becoming a team. That's all I can say.
Oh, is that what it is?
And I mean, I don't like it, though, but you know
Alright.
what? I didn't want to win it, but
You didn't want them to win?
because
Was it messing up your spread?
my draft, where I want them to
Yeah.
draft that.
Okay.
That's where I want them to draft that. And I want them to, but the Rams are losing. And we got the Rams first round pick, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know,
That's very true.
so yeah, we got the Rams first round
I don't know.
pick.
People at work bother me about the Lions all the time because I'll be like, listen, my own team losing like hell. I can't be worried about what the Lions doing. Go Raiders! Shout out to the Raiders. I'm a Raiders fan, y'all.
Huh?
Shout out to the
You like the
Raiders.
Raiders?
You know what, Mickey? I have been a Raiders fan since I was a kid. Since I was a little kid, I'm telling you, Bo Jackson.
I liked the boat back then.
Yeah.
I
So Bo
like the
Jackson
boat.
made me a Raiders fan, right? And
Right.
I just never left them. I stuck with the Raiders. So yeah,
I like the Bo Jackson. I
yeah.
like the Bo Jackson.
Then we got Marshawn, right? We got Marshawn back. We had brought him back home for a little while. We had Charles Woodson, right? We had the
Yeah.
homie.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
had the homie. So when we had the homie Charles Woodson, that made me go up even more, right? I'm
Oh,
just saying we had quite a few people that ran up and through there. That was it. But Bo Jackson was the one. So shout out to Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was the one that made me a Raiders fan, and I've been a Raiders fan ever since. I never left them. So how y'all got the loyalty and the love for the Raiders? I mean for the Lions. I have it for the Raiders. We losing like a motherfucker, but it's okay. I still love them. So
you like the right? You know what? I
I'm
liked
Raiders
it.
strong.
I liked it when they had okay, I see Bo
Oh
Raider
yeah,
Nation.
that's how we connected. That's his favorite
Nah,
team too.
you know what? I'm cool with the Raiders, but
Yeah.
my team was really the 49ers.
Ah,
I liked it because I'm not gonna lie to you. I liked the Joe Montana. I like the
okay.
Jerry Rice.
So
I
Jerry
like the
Rice.
John Taylor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I like the Roger Craig.
Yeah. So when I got to the 49ers, you know who was on the 49ers when I got there and I started
Who?
really getting Showtime.
Oh, Dion. I mean,
Prime time,
you know what?
Dion. So when prime time got there, that was my guy. And I was a 49 hater. Everybody on earth that know me and know me for real know that I was the hater of the 49ers. However, when prime time was there, I could not like them because I had to, prime time was my guy. That's just like I hated Green Bay, right? However, when the homies started playing with Green Bay, I could not cheer for Green Bay, right?
Mhm.
I'm just saying, y'all know who the homie is when I say I was cheering for Green Bay. Do y'all know who the homie is
Mm-mm.
and who was on it? You don't?
No clue.
Well, Andre Rison was there.
Oh, I mean, you know what? I
Well,
liked him.
Andre
I still
Rison
ain't
was
like
there.
Green Bay.
But that's my point. You get what I'm saying? Like I was riding because the
Yeah,
homie was there.
right. You got
So
that
I
too.
couldn't go against Green Bay, and I'm a huge Green Bay hater, but I couldn't go against Green Bay because shout out to Andre Rison because the homie was there.
Nah, you know what? I'm a diehard Lion. I mean, I love the Lions,
Yeah.
but they was never winning. See, I go back when they had Billy Sims,
Uh huh.
Mel Farr. You know what I'm saying? Before Barry got there, I was a little kid then, but I liked them. But
Yeah.
they wasn't winning. I liked it. You know, I had to go with San Fran.
Yeah.
I had to roll with them. Say
Understood.
San Fran was my team because they was winning. You
Understood.
know what I'm saying? But now I'm straight. I roll with the Lions. And I watch with my Michigan players. I like to. I ain't gonna say I like the New England team. I liked it that they had the Michigan players.
But you know what? So let's dive into that for a minute.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand New England. Hated them. Right? I listen. I still don't. I don't. I still don't like everybody. That I still listen. Yeah, the guy. But now he with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I didn't like him when he was with Michigan.
Yeah.
I did not.
So you like the Drew Henson?
Yeah, I did. I did not like him when he was with Michigan.
Wow.
That's what's so crazy. But everybody that know me for real know that I couldn't stand him even when he played for Michigan. Because they was like, why I can't believe you're not rolling with him and you're a Michigan fan. I'm like, I didn't like him when he was in Michigan.
Wow, that's cold blooded.
I know, right? So I've never been a fan of his. But I'm gonna say this, I've never taken anything away from his game. That's just like when people say stuff about Michael Jordan. I wasn't a huge Michael Jordan fan. However, you can't take nothing away from his game. I don't know. That's just me. But hey, who? I feel like 2 Chains. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. So yeah, you know,
Uh,
it's hard being a Lions fan. Y'all some hey, listen, y'all a resilient bunch of people. All of y'all that are Lions fans, y'all are a resilient bunch of people. And shout out to y'all, because I don't even know how you do it. But hey.
if we had, I'm just gonna be honest.
Uh-huh.
To me, it's the culture. The
Uh-huh.
Lions got to get fired. I believe they got a
It's the
better GM.
administration. It's the office.
But this time they got a good GM. Brett Holmes is a good GM. I'm looking how he willing and dealing. Look
Okay.
how he got to get was it Jamison Williams from the wide receiver for Bama
Yes.
that was hurt. He should be activated for next week and be able to play.
I'm gonna see how it play out.
He getting them talent. Look at
Yeah.
he getting them talent, but it still comes down to culture. I don't believe in
It
Dan
does.
Campbell because I believe Dan Campbell blew that game yesterday.
Yeah. It does come down to culture, but I'm gonna tell you what. Also, that it. You know what? You were just talking about draft picks. They made some stupid draft picks.
Before Brett Holmes.
Very much so. But I'm just saying, in the past,
Yeah.
like they wouldn't draft for what they needed.
I think.
Let's get another. Let's get another.
But you look at the 3 GMs they had.
Yeah.
What's his name? I forgot. Who I think destroyed the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
He played for Penn State.
Oh.
He came from the booth.
Yes. Agreed.
I can't think of his
Agreed.
name. He was a commentator. I mean, he was a broadcaster.
It's gonna come to me.
He did college.
It's gonna come to me, or it's gonna come to
you.
you.
He destroyed the Lions.
Oh, that's gonna tear me up.
After when he came in, he destroyed.
Mm.
Then you got to think, and what was the brother they had? Then after him, they had the brother that was a defensive back. Then him and Dion was friends. They was together. He was a GM before they brought in the Patriot way that really destroyed everything.
Yeah, I guess, man. We're gonna see how it play out.
I mean, they gonna have they gonna have because that's why I said I like Brett Holmes. He giving them he giving them draft collateral.
Yeah. Well, hey y'all, what's popping? How was y'all? Happy Colonizers Day. How was y'all Colonizers Day? Did y'all have a good time? Happy Thanksgiving, y'all, because Thanksgiving is more than just that. It is to give thanks for your family and everything else that you are giving thanks for. And I am very thankful. I had a great Thanksgiving, you all. I was very thankful. My mom came over. My brother was here from Kentucky. My children were over. We had some family over. We had some friends over. It was great. So I'm very thankful that, I was surrounded by my family and I ain't really had no leftovers. Praise God. I did bring Mickey some sweets though, because Mickey was supposed to get some, and he was like he wanted some sweets, and I did make sure that I put him in there, so Mickey got his sweets. So yeah, no problem. So how was y'all? Y'all was loyal to the soil. Go for it, Tony. Scott, is his name Scott something?
No, I'm typing it up.
Oh, okay, because that's what he asked. But yeah, dog. So how was there? What's his name? Tell me. Okay, he gonna tell us, y'all. He found it. Loyal to the soil. You know what? You could be loyal to a fault too, Tony. I'm just playing.
Matt Millen.
Matt Millen.
That's who played for Penn State. Yeah, because he was it. Matt Millen and Martin Mayhew. That was Dion homeboy. That was a defensive back in Florida State when they was in college.
Yeah.
and then Chuck Smith, but that was '88. That's what I'm saying. Detroit. If you go look at their GMs, I just went with these right here. Matt Millen, I believe, destroyed us before Chuck Smith. Martin Mayhew destroyed us. Sheldon White.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went back to Martin Mayhew. Then Bob Quinn. Bob Quinn
Oh yeah, Bob
did
Quinn.
a
He
hell
was
of a
terrible.
thing. And then, like I say, Brad Holmes, this is his first year, was
Yeah.
his first draft. He 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 putting something together.
Yeah, Shardy. I ain't really had no help. No help. Hey, Ashley. I really didn't have no leftovers like that, so it was a blessing, right? Everybody ate and they ate and ate. But let me tell you, I didn't do a turkey this year so I don't eat beef and pork, right? And so I eat a lot of turkey and fish, chicken, stuff like that, right? I haven't really been eating a lot of chicken, to be honest with you. So I just have been not doing, and so I ended up doing two whole chickens, and I did a little marinade and all this other stuff. And I'm going to, it was out of there. So it turned out really nice. It was really good. And then I made some sweet so what Mickey over there getting into right now. I made a sweet potato pound cake and I made sweet potato pies. I made a banana pudding. And banana pudding did not make it. Uh it's only a little piece of the it's only a piece of the cake left. And it is and I made six pies. I made six pies and it's two left. One left.
Wow.
One and a half left. I just cut the one, two left. Yeah, so yeah, they got on down. They was out of there. So yeah, macaroni and cheese was gone, dressing, greens, all of that. So yeah, if I want to eat today, I gotta cook something. So yeah, that's how that's rolling. If I want to eat today, I have got to cook something, or somebody can bring me something that they have. Y'all got some leftovers? Bring your girl a plate, cause I ain't got damn left. So yeah, that's how that rolls. With that being said, y'all, y'all seen the title of it was like some things on my mind. So let me tell y'all.
Get down to the nitty gritty.
Let me tell y'all what the first thing on my mind. Y'all gonna think, listen, y'all gonna think this is crazy. Listen, I do not smoke weed. I really don't drink like that. But this is a real question, and I need everybody to answer me in the chat. Everybody, tell a friend, call somebody. Listen, y'all can phone a friend or whatever, but I need the correct answer. Which way does the aluminum foil work? Is it shiny side up or shiny side down? That's a real question, y'all. Very legitimate question. There's so much validity in that question, and I need the answer. So if somebody gonna tell me, does aluminum foil go shiny side up or shiny side down? Mick, you got an answer?
I'll just tear it off and put it in there.
Because listen, when you get it right, you get it, you open it up, and it's on the roll. But you you put the roll in there and you push down there, and so when you rip it off, is it shiny side up or shiny side down? Okay, they say shiny side up. All right, y'all, for real, that's for real. That's a for real question I had. So I was doing a shiny side up, and let me tell y'all how this came about. So one day at work, and we was doing this at work, and the girl said, "That's not how it goes." And I said, "Oh." I said, "So you mean to tell me I've been doing this wrong my whole life?" And I said, "No, I know you ain't gonna tell me my granny was doing it wrong, shiny side up." But hey, that's what she said. So all right, we gonna go shiny side up. So listen, this is another question. Yes, listen, I swear to God, y'all, I promise you, y'all can drop me right now. I'll take a drug test. I do not get high. This is the second question. Y'all ready? If you live in an apartment, are your do you wear house shoes or are they called slippers? Are they still are they still house shoes? You in an apartment, are they still house shoes or are they slippers? Oh, Vicky, you thinking? I see
I
it.
can't believe you just came with that. That's what you've been doing over the holiday. It's a home. Even if you living in a cardboard box.
Y'all, that's a legitimate question. Y'all, I do not get high. Y'all, I will take a drug test right now. I do not get high. That is a legitimate question. If you live in a if you live in an apartment, are they house shoes or they slippers?
Shawty said house shoes.
All right, Shotty, they still house shoes. I got you. Tony, these are my own thoughts. They formulate in my own wacky mind. Y'all, I'm telling you that.
Mm.
It's just a question for real. No, no, y'all, for real. Let me tell y'all what's on my mind for real. That was just, those were just jokes. I just did that to make y'all laugh for real. Um, but here's the
Becky
question.
Brown said indoor shoes.
Oh, indoor shoes. Got it. Got it. Indoor shoes. Got it. Let me find out you've been taking. I haven't. I promise I haven't. The dad called them house shoes. Okay, I was just asking. No, that was just jokes, y'all. I was just doing that just to, it was just a joke. It was a joke. Listen, but my real question to y'all is, can y'all tell me, shoot me a little line of three in the chat. Do y'all know, have y'all know, been following and watching that the election has now been certified?
No, it's certified.
Huh?
That's certified.
Yeah, no, I'm
Oh,
asking,
okay.
do they know that it's been certified? And if so, how does that make you feel? Especially if you've been watching everything that's going on, all the things that's Art been putting up, and he been sitting in the meetings live, with all those things that going on. Listen, how do we really feel about that? How is that going to affect us going forward? Because for me, I think that we are continuing to look like a joke as a city. I think that it is continuing to make us look incompetent, um, as a city, um, leadership, and even us as residents, because we did the voting and we are doing the allowing of all of the lawlessness that's going on. That's my personal opinion. It's nobody's opinion but my own. So I'm not putting that on anybody. That's my own personal opinion. And when I look at it, I really feel like, um, it is showing like the craziest things. Let me see what some of y'all saying. I'm looking. Melissa says she's confused by it. It's just crazy. Shadi says, I don't feel good about this election process at all. Absolutely not. Tony says, it feel like everything else that's going on. No justice, no peace for Flint residents. Absolutely. Ashley said, due to the fact that there is still doubt and some foul play, that was a dumb decision. But hey, who am I? You feel like me, Ashley, because I say that all the time. I'll be like, hey, but hey, who am I? I feel like, oh, wait a minute, Becky Brown said something too. I had to go watch Black Panther and Woman King to gather my piece about the election. Listen, y'all, I had made a comment on Arts Live. He was talking about the school board and things like that in the school board election. And I'm going to be honest with you. Um, it's hard because I'm trying to report the things that you all don't get to see or you all don't get to hear, or to make sure that you are aware of it, because it's not getting broadcast by mainstream media. So I am trying my best to be a part of that. But when I tell you the circus is real and that whole clown show is just out of control, I'm listen, I literally, and I said this kind of as a joke, but not really. I'm like, I'm going to need a therapist if I'm going to continue to watch city council and the school board. It's that crazy. It's that maddening. Like, it'll literally make you go crazy just watching the foolishness and watching these adults act like children on a playground because somebody got on the swing before them. That's literally how it's going. And it is so, it'll drive you crazy. Like, if you really this getting into this space that I'm in right now, in the podcasting, journalism, however you want to call it, whatever word you decide to call it, it's been called a whole lot of things. But now it's to the point where it is giving out the news. So diving deep into it, looking into it, getting the story, watching the meetings, and getting everybody's how they feel about everything. It's a lot. It's so much. It will literally make you go crazy. And I don't understand. I don't know if you guys understand that, taking all of that in. So it's like, so it's like I don't know if any of you are parents of multiple children and you have to do a lot of things with them, or you're the only one. But this is me juggling my four children's sports schedule was less hectic than this, if you can believe that. I had two at the same time was playing varsity sports all year round. Not to mention AAU, Pop Warner, like all of these things. And so I was juggling like a crazy schedule on top of working and balancing just life, period. And it wasn't as crazy as trying to watch council in the school board. Listen, I haven't even dug into that school board because I'm gonna tell you, it's some folks that y'all voted in on that school board that baby, uh, whoo, I'm telling you. Let me see. Tony Wiggins said Big Little Shelton hanging. Oh, okay. I'll be have to be mindful of the comments I read from you, Tony. um, yeah, so he hanging them out like Big Red, like my office hours are from 9 to 5, like that. Hey, I don't disagree. Becky Brown said 2023 City Council clown show and Flint School Board clown show. Absolutely, and it's it gets you to the point where because I don't live there, I'll be wanting to say not my monkey, not my circus, but I don't want to do a disservice to Flint, being that this is the lane that, you know, that was kind of laid out and chosen for me. And so I don't want to step out of it and just give it up and nobody is reporting this because that's not right either, right? But as far as me physically going to city council, I'm done with that. Stephanie said it's not about hi Stephanie, by the way. She said it's not about the residents, it's about the individual and what they can get. That's true too, but it kind of is about the residents as well, though, because the residents are the ones that can flip it the other way. Because if we were really doing the work that we said that we were doing and really paying attention to everything, we wouldn't even be going through this because the numbers would be so astronomical on the other side. That's just my personal opinion. Um, Melissa said, "I just pray for our city." That's what we have to do right now. Um, I don't think that it's the end though, y'all. Let me just say that. I don't, even though it's been certified and those things happen, I really don't think it's the end because it did get picked up by some people that got a lot more attention, right? And I don't think that that's the end. I don't think that that's really the end game, but we'll see. Time will tell. Um, so far, he's been the Teflon Don. He has done just about, man. I'm telling you, what goes up will eventually come down. That's true, mother. The school board has some landmines, man. Listen, sheesh. Becky Brown said, I pulled my child out of FCS. Did y'all see FCS superintendent and Chris Martin having a Friendsgiving service sermon? Whew. I don't even want to tackle that whole Chris Martin thing because y'all really don't. My opinion, and that ain't even going to be another time. Moving forward. I, mm. Okay. I believe the new school board will do a good job, but since they take over in January, it'll be a wait to see an approach. I know they voted last Friday to increase the pay of the professional teachers and passed that unanimously. You know what, Shardy? I'm gonna say this. I I was trying to be that glass half full with city council when those people took those seats. That bit me in my ass. Just being that, trying to be that progressive and forward thinking with that, it bit me in my ass. And so now I have to take it at face value, right? When I say at face value, I'm saying some of the people that's been on there because there's some folks, that's sitting on that board that I don't think should have been. And there's some folks that's on that board that just was trying to get voted and elected into anything. So they was applying to be on everything. I'm applying to be on city council. I'm applying to be on the school board. I want to be in this. I want to be in that. I want to be in this. I want to be in that. But why though? And the reason I say why, because I think we need to have the why. Because every lane ain't your lane and every board ain't your board. And just because you didn't get on that one means that you need to go and get on another one. Mm-mm. I think that you need to have a lane. And sometimes your time is up. If you had done some things and you had done these things and you were doing all of these things before for whomever you were doing it for, sometimes it's the time is up and you need to move on and let
I
folks
sent
move.
it to you.
You did. Oh
Absolutely.
Lord, I'm scared to look at the child.
I hate that son.
Wow. Mm,
That's
mm, yeah. Mm, I don't like that at all. That's crazy. Okay, Friendsgiving. That's how y'all feel. Go off. I refuse to be a part of that. Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I am not. Okay. I just. I'm gonna move on. Move forward from that Friendsgiving. Move forward. Uh, I don't know. It's just a lot, y'all, and it's a whole lot to process. And it's a lot to process when you want to bring, and it's a whole lot of process. Let me tell you why it's a whole lot of process. It's a whole lot to process because you have to take the emotion out. So when you're reporting these things out and you saying these things that needs to be said, that so you all can hear, you got to take the emotion out, because when you take the emotion out, then you're not biased. So I have to take the emotion out. So the reason why I'm not speaking on the whole Chris Martin thing is I really don't know the background to it. I seen it. I don't agree with it. But if I did some researching and I seen it, I would like to tell you what happened. I would say, hey, A, B, C, D. I don't want to put my own emotion in because I don't agree with some of the things that he said, because I still feel a way about that whole gay sermon that he had. I feel a way about that because I feel like people have a right to live their life however they want to live it. And it's not my place to say that you going to hell or however he put it, whatever, to say that that's your life is your life and how you live it is how you live it, and what the universe has for you is for you, and I can't tell you how to maneuver in that, just like you can't tell me how to maneuver in mine. So I meet people where they are, and I let people live the life that they choose to live, because ultimately at the end of the day it's theirs, and I can't determine that for them. I have to let my children are adults. Do I agree with every decision that they made? Absolutely not. But I have to let them make the decisions that they need to make in order to live their lives as well. So when we get to the point to where we telling folks how to live their life and what's right and what's wrong for their life, them, then we that's not right. I ain't got no heaven or no hell to put you in. So I can't be the judgmental one about how you live your life and who you decide to live it with. Ain't my business. Now, when it comes to the service that you are doing for the city of Flint, then yeah, that's everybody's business. When it comes to the things the things that you're not upholding when you're doing a job, when you have been elected or appointed to a position in the city, then yeah, that's everybody's business. And yes, everybody should be talking about it. But who you dating, who you deciding to live with and kiss on, that ain't my business. Ain't got nothing to do with it. But I don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in if that's what you believe. I'm just saying, we think about things the wrong way. And when we do this type of stuff, all of us, and I say us because I'm putting myself in it too, because I'm doing this too. When you're doing podcasts and you reporting out news and you doing that, like if you want to be a shock jock and you do all of that, then yeah, that's your lane. Absolutely. But when you're doing a service, and I feel like this is a service because y'all don't get some of that stuff that we're able to bring to you. And I say we because it's not just me, it's other people too. And when we bring it to you, we have to be, we should not be biased. We should take the emotion out of it. And so when we take the emotion out of it, that way we can give you the facts. We can give you what you need to see. I don't need to give you unless I say, hey, this is my opinion. And I can give you my opinion. But when I give you a fact, it just needs to be a fact without the emotion in it. And I think that's some of the things and why art's messages don't get received like they should, because you're shooting the messenger and you're not getting the message. Because he has a lot of emotion in some of this stuff. A, because he's been in it a long time and he's been fighting the fight a long time. B, because he got some other history with some of these folks and he just ain't feeling them. However, if you can take all of that away and you can really listen to the message, I don't know. I think you should. I think it would behoove you to listen to it and do some research about it yourself. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Y'all ain't got to listen to me. Who am I? I'm just trying to tell you. Let me see what y'all talking about. You get what I'm saying, Mick? You agree?
No, I believe what, because I'm gonna use this to the conspiracy theorists, the ones who think it was nothing did wrong. I think what was showed. I think the people of Flint needed to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Fires city council, fires the school board, and now with the election and with the mayor.
Yeah.
It's just showing like how, to me, the lawlessness and corruption,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
regardless how they want to put it. You got people saying, "Oh, the election was fair." Nah, it was not fair. It was, allegedly it was some fraud.
Yeah.
It showed the integrity when you got this Miss Gloria. I
Mm-hmm.
don't, I guess who was doing it. Look how she was over there to Genesee. I give art. I can't do nothing but get a man his flowers,
Mm-hmm.
for him and AC, even Mike was sitting down there. Man, they was down there for some hours,
Absolutely.
coming down there at 9 o'clock. What if Art would have never went down there and filmed that? People wouldn't, the city of Flint wouldn't have seen the BS that was going on.
But you know what's so sad about it is some of them have on horse blinders and they still don't want to see it, even though it was laid out there right in front of them.
Yeah.
I got to be in the room,
No, I see. Yeah, how you got to see
and
it?
what I'm saying is I got to be in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was happening, and I saw it, and I was just like, "What are we doing here?" I actually got to see it, like literally got to see it in the room, and it was. All I can say is that it really needs to be some order and some I don't know, maybe an outside entity, maybe an outside company. Maybe what needs to happen in that to keep it from being that is that we don't need us to do it. We need somebody from the outside to do it. Somebody who's not biased and who wouldn't give a shit if y'all uh elected Spuds McKenzie.
Yeah, because to me, it's like you got people saying they don't want to. To me, it just showed when you brought the lights, the cameras, and you really show, you get to see how dysfunctional Flint is being ran from, even, I hate to bring it up, but how they doing the Mitchell boys with Miss
Mm-hmm.
Cooper. You got two black council people who gets up and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell you, I understand it when Eva Worthing, Ninth Ward, and Seventh Ward Councilwoman, who the president now,
Mm-hmm.
the city council, Ali Hogan wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand them walking out, not being there for the vote. I understand it. What I don't understand is how Quincy Murphy, the third ward, and the second ward councilwoman, well, Dr. Liddell Lewis, y'all walked out, but then make excuses. Well, I had to get up. I had to be at a meeting, but you stayed there when it was time to remove Eric Mays. You know what I'm saying? People showed up. See, them the games that I be looking at that be
Absolutely.
played.
Because I feel like this. If you so here's the thing. When you don't show up, you just don't show up. We can all agree that Eva Worthing's attendance is absolutely deplorable. Absolutely. But she shows up to things like that,
Yeah.
right? Just like they say, it's gonna sound so cliche, but just like people say, when you're trying to date somebody and they say, well, you make time for who you want to make time for.
You do?
Well, you make time for the things that you want to come to, right?
Yeah.
But that's the job that you signed up for. So I'm supposed to be okay with allowing you to show up when you get good and goddamn ready, not when it's work to be done for the city. Because if it was one of her and her children, she would want the world to show up for it. That's all I'm saying, right? So with that being said, justice for Lamar and Zaire Mitchell. Crystal Cooper, I'm still standing with you. I'm gonna continue to stand with you. To to the end of time, if that's what it takes, I'm gonna continue to stand with you, Crystal. I said I wasn't going to city council and I am not going to any more of those meetings. However, I will make an amendment to that and say that if you are going down there and you need someone to stand with you because you are going to city council, that is the reason that I will go to city council. I will go to city council on behalf of those Mitchell boys and you, Crystal Cooper. Other than that, I'm done. But Crystal, if you need me, I am more than happy to be available to go with you and stand with you for your boys. Other than that, y'all can cancel Christmas because I ain't coming. But I will go to stand with you, Crystal, because I would love to see justice for your two boys, just like I would want someone to do that for me as well. So there is an amendment to that clause, and that's what it is. I will only go to the meeting in support of Crystal Cooper and the Mitchell boys. That's it. That's how I feel about that. And I ain't moving on that. That's all I'm going to do. That's it. Not moving.
No, I do. It just to me, it seemed like it just showed like to me it's like because it seemed to me what art them show, him taking a step going down there because I wasn't down there. I went down there to record, to bring it live, and then to know what questions to ask.
Yeah.
To sit down there and you get to see it. Like I know, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say out of Flint. I know the bigger of the outside of Genesee County probably looking at Flint like, wow, look how it's getting ran.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying just look at City Council. That's a clown show within itself. But
Yeah.
what make it a clown show is how the five blacks can't stick together.
I want to address something that Tony Wiggins said about the NAACP, the Flint chapter of the NAACP. I do know that they are doing some things behind the scenes that we necessarily are not privy to when we don't see. I know that they are doing some work. And however, I know a lot of people ask about like, what is the NAACP doing? What is this doing? What is that doing? And they want to see people working. But I want you all to remember that the people that are on the that are in the NAACP right now, and all of the people that are sitting on the boards and that they're older. They're older. And what's happening is that we aren't showing up. We are the younger ones aren't showing up. We're not signing up. We're not getting in there, and we're not bringing the young creative mind and all of those things to the NAACP. So what we see is the older generation and them and all of the things that they had done before that may not necessarily be working because they're not moving with the time, right? Which is the reason why shame on us for not getting involved as well, right? But shame on them for not, some of our parents and grandparents and all that, passing that knowledge down to keep us involved in it. So it's kind of twofold, right? And with that being said, I ended up getting membership to the NAACP because I don't want to be one of those people that say, well, where's the NAACP and why aren't they working? Because then that falls back on me too. Then why aren't I working? Why am I not working? Right? So I have to be a part of the change that I want to see. So if I'm going to question the NAACP, I got to sit down too, and I got to do it too because we all have the right to be a part of that, and we should be, especially now with everything going on. So now, with that being said, and I just newly did that, right, just recently, but now I have to flip the question to myself. I have to say, okay, where's the NAACP? Hey, that's you too, because now you a part of it. So now I can't put it in somebody else's hands. I have to put it in my own as well. I'm just saying we got to take some responsibility too. And if I'm gonna take some responsibility by even doing this, I got to take responsibility. That's why I be saying to y'all, like, even when y'all don't see me, I'm out here and I am being a part and I am getting activated and I am doing stuff. So y'all wouldn't have known that I did that if I wouldn't have told y'all. But I have to change my mindset and how I think about it too. So now I have to make that a responsibility for myself as well, right? But that's just like Black Lives Matter. when Black Lives Matter, because where are they? Because you ain't say that when you put that in here. Because ask where they are at too. Because they should have been number one before the NAACP coming out, right? But we ain't asking that question. Y'all scared to ask where they at? Because I'm not. I want to know where they at. Because when I was a part of BLM, I would bring that type of stuff up and I would want to be activated in that. Mickey can tell you that. However, we have to ask those questions of all of those people, not just one, all of them. And I think we think about the NAACP on this big broad spectrum because it is a big broad spectrum. But you got to remember, we in Flint, and it's honed in. But we all have to do our part too. That's just my opinion, Tony. I'm just saying. Mickey, you got something on that?
You know how I feel about the organization. I feel like we should do for self. We do need to join them. I do agree with you with that.
Mm-hmm.
They do need to get their numbers up. As long as we keep complaining about them
Mm-hmm.
and we're not joining them, they need, like you say, like how you is, you acting. You need more like more of the different people joining. Because it's a sad day when you got three people in
Mm-hmm.
a group. And, what can they do?
Absolutely. And I'm not faulting them either, but
No.
I'm just saying when we ask that, I think we need to ask everybody where they're
Yeah.
at. But I think we need to ask all of us, like where are all of us at? Where are we with this? Because we all own a part of that.
Yeah,
Because
we do.
listen, just let's be real. We all family here.
Mhm.
We all know somebody that know her or know her husband or something. At some point, we all know somebody, even if it's somebody that just lived down the street or down the way or whatever. We all know her, but we have to start embracing everybody as family, and we
Mhm.
all have to start showing up and doing things together.
I agree.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you
just
really
saying.
for the cause,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I think everybody should start showing up. You know what I'm saying? I think that everybody that has any any type of ties to Flint at all, we should all be showing up. I think that I even want to know, like, where are some of these bigger people in the community that have done some things and have bigger names and have got a little got a little stature behind them. Where are you all at with that? Why aren't you all showing up as well? Because we all have to be there for each other. We really truly do. We got to start being there for each other.
yeah,
And that's where it starts. And I keep saying that it's accountability starts at the bottom, and it really does. Because we can't hold nobody else accountable if we can't hold ourselves accountable. And that's the reason why, Tony, I said I had to start looking at it a different way. And the reason that's what made me end up, joining the NAACP and going to the dinner and trying to be a part of it, because I got to start with me, and I have to work on me before I can say anything to anybody else. And again, I would never ask you all to do something that I wouldn't do. Like I said, I'll never ask you all to go to a city council meeting again because I'm not going.
no, no.
I would never ask. I would never say, "Hey, y'all, go down to city council. Hey, y'all, go down to meet such and such at city council. Y'all got to go see." Not doing that. I can't do it. That shit is really driving me crazy. Now I'll have to watch it. I'll definitely watch it, but I can't be in the room. I just can't. I'm not quiet enough. I'm way too outspoken, and I get put out there, send me across the street, and ain't nobody gonna come get me out of putting it on my book. So I gotta stay at home, right? No, I'm serious.
No, I
I'm just being.
believe.
I'm
No,
dead ass, and I gotta stay. I
listen.
gotta stay back. I know me.
No, I listen. I believe for this reason because I look how ain't nobody going down there like for the water is not packed.
Yeah.
Just like I still said when they came out about that mask mandate, they had Saginaw Street
Hmm.
packed when they
Yeah.
did, when they want the mask mandate.
Absolutely.
But you can't get 50 people down there to complain.
Hmm.
Even with the, I mean, like, okay, look, example, what Fire Chief Barton going through, got fired for telling the truth. Who down there fighting for him? Because you see the same thing with, like, you see well, you got the same ones who doing it. But
Hmm.
look how our fighting over there for Crystal Cooper.
Hmm.
People want to complain about him, but who else out there that the people can go to when they get in trouble?
And what happened to John Fleming? Why we lose all that energy with him? Where's all those folks that was behind John Fleming? And I don't hear them talking about John Fleming no more. I don't even see them out doing anything about John Fleming anymore. I don't see none of that. Where's all that energy? See, that's be what happened. We pick it up when it's hot, right?
Yeah.
And when it's hot, and when it start cooling off a little bit, when it's hot and you can't hold it in your hand, that's when we want to pick that shit up. When it's hot, you can't hold it in your hand. We want to pick it up and try to hold it then, and we juggling it, trying to hold it. When it start cooling off and you can hold it, it's still a little warm, you'll still hold it. But when it start getting cold, that's when you want to drop it off and go pick up the next hot thing instead of heating it back up.
But that's the
You don't
leadership.
heat it back up.
But that's the leadership in Flint. You got,
Absolutely.
cause you would think, you would feel like, well, whoever was doing it, you would think they still out here fighting. But I look at who's the new mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, not the new mayor. The resigning mayor. The news and everything was downplaying that anyway. Even Kier Howe,
Mm-hmm.
who
Absolutely.
died early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you looking at even with Shawnee Davis with her son.
Absolutely.
So you seeing how the media playing all that down. They don't even give it no coverage. That's why I believe what happened to John Fleming. You got people looking at it. They want to keep it hush hush. If I can keep it hush hush, but you know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be in the media. You supposed to see people down there protest, but that's why because with the John Fleming and the Kier how that went by wayside
Mm-hmm.
is why you said, you know, Sister Crystal Cooper with her, with the Justice for the Mitchell boys, and they father, they should be getting justice.
And I do understand it because I know Art said he was tired of protesting. He was doing that, and I get that, totally get it. However, we got to look at the history and we got to see that those type of things worked. Protesting, boycotting, when you really stand together and you do that, that shit work. That shit work. Like it or not, it was hard work, but it worked. But that's the problem with the leadership in some of them these groups. They not banding these people together like they should. Because you know what? Everybody want the photo op now. They don't want to do the work. They just want to be in front of the camera. They want to be the one to give the great speech for the news or whatever if the news come out.
Right.
But nobody want to put boots to the ground and really get activated. That's the problem. You don't really want to get activated. And Shardy said maybe they're scared of the consequences. Very well may be. But what's the consequence? So the consequence to us continuing to have this dirty water is to not say anything. We're just gonna keep letting it slide. Shit. If they cut the water off, who gives a shit? You can't use it no way. I'm just saying. I would have never paid a water bill if I lived in Flint. Never. I refuse. You gonna give me some shit I can't use? Y'all ain't gonna give me what y'all want me to have. You can give me what I pay for. And I pay for water that I can use. And I would have never paid the bill. I would have never. I am saying this on camera. If I lived in the city of Flint, I had a water bill. When that water crisis started until right now, I would have never, ever, ever paid a bill. And I wouldn't give a shit if I stood alone and never paid. I would have never paid that bill. And I'd have put every month of that money into escrow and never paid a bill. And when you clean my water and my water was clean, my pipes was clean, and I didn't have any risk of having that happen, then you can have all of that back pay back because I put it in escrow. And if you cut it off, that so be it. I can't use it anyway.
But it's that leadership though. That goes back to where you see the people got. I'm gonna call it what they call it, point seen money gone.
Yeah.
They was
Point
tricked.
seen,
Where
money
they
gone.
was tricked where they got $300 water credit.
Yeah.
Like, being saying this the biggest it's been did. No, it was not.
It wasn't.
But I look at it like this: you got the people who controlling this.
Yeah.
People that's controlling it. You got. It be tripping me out when I hear people say they Flint water fatigue. You should ask the people. They probably tired of bathing in poison water.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You got man, there's some devils that can come and say they tired of Flint water fatigue. You got where she in Austin,
Yeah.
Big Rich, the water pods. Water pods not here, but yet you telling people. Well, that's what I say is sad. And I know some of them people gonna act like being the mayor. I couldn't listen. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be it because I'll be been told the truth.
But here's the thing though. This is my question, and I would love to. I would absolutely love if Mayor Sheldon Neely would give me an interview. I've been asking for a long time, and I would love if he would be able to give me an interview because I really would like for him to answer some questions, but really answer it. And I think I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I would love to know. I would love to know some of these answers to it, and I would like to interview him to where it wasn't one of those things where I would have to give him the questions first. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that
I
because
can't see.
I don't need you to prep for it, and I don't need you to give me a bullshit answer.
I
I
can't.
I really need the real.
My thing is, when he had opportunity to tell the truth, he gonna finally tell the truth now. That's my thing. When he know if you ain't gonna get him to say the water ain't poison, this thing we know he's not gonna say. You're not gonna get him to admit to it that he lied about having a degree.
Those aren't the questions I want to
No,
ask you.
I know, but
Yeah,
them basic ones that's already out there
yeah.
that he not,
My question is my
and then
question
the
is
Lear one.
my question is totally different from what he's been asked.
Yeah.
This question is I've never heard anybody ask him this question.
Oh, the
This
Lear.
one question is one question at the top of my list. I'm talking about burning that I really want to ask him. But I have a bunch of questions I'd like to ask him. But this one, I've not heard anybody asking this.
Because I'm saying, even with the, listen, this would show me had a different look at the mayor when you had the president of the fire union came over and told him to fire Chief Barton. Do that look like a strong mayor?
Absolutely not. I just what's the end game? What's the end game in selling the city out?
Shit, profit. So he can be.
That's okay. You can say that. And I'm okay with that. If that's what it is, say that. But I would like to know what's the end game from selling the city out. Because do y'all think that he's selling the city out? Because he's definitely selling the city out. You seeing the moves that he making. It's not my opinion. It's what I see. It's not my opinion. It's exactly what I see. That's not an opinion. It's what I see. With all four of my eyes are just the two. I can see the city being sold out. I'm just saying. I don't know what you think, maybe.
Mm. Nah, it's just like some of the moves he doing. It's just I can't see him all of a sudden. Even when he was at at the one debate that he did make it to during the primary, he didn't tell the truth during that time. So I just can't see because he been getting away with not having to own up to any of his questions. Just look at the mayor debate. God, he was able to get away without doing a debate. Even
Yeah,
I have nothing against
his
his
wife
wife.
too.
I have nothing but respect for
Tony
him.
actually just said that too. That he said he'd like to see me interview. I would love to interview her, because he said he knows that I like her as a person because I absolutely do like her as a person. I really do like her as a person. I've known her for a long time. Like I said, our children went to school together and they played basketball together, and so I got to know her and talk to her and see her a lot. And I do like her as a person. I really, really do like her as a person. However, the work that she's done or the lack of work that she's done as the state rep is an issue for me, because even though that these city issues don't necessarily directly impact me, it does impact me because my family is there. You all are there. However, but the state rep, that very much involves me because it's the state, and it very much involves us because she's a voice for us here. So the lack of her doing her job in that area is a very big concern for me. And I would like to talk to her about that. I would like to ask her a bunch of questions about that. I would love to interview her. And like I said, but here's the thing about him. I don't I don't know him as much as I, know her and got to know her and see her because she was there all of the time. I'm not saying that he wasn't there for his kid. He absolutely was. But, meetings when he was on council and all of those things, he had to go. So he wasn't always, like there, but he was there. But I didn't talk to him very much. It was, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? That type of thing, right? But with her, we talked. We talked about our children. We talked about the game. We all, as parents of sports parents, had a camaraderie. So I honestly, I really do like her. Very sweet lady. That's my experience with her. I don't know about nobody else's experience, but my experience with Cynthia Neely was a great experience, and I really liked her. However, like I said, her job or the lack of her doing her job is an issue for me. That has nothing to do. It's not her character. It has nothing to do with that. It's the job that you were elected to do that you're not doing that makes me angry. Same as him. It's the job that you were elected to do that you are not doing that makes me angry. You selling the city out. You are not doing anything for your people or for the people. It's not. And if you are, it's in a group like this, and the group don't look like me. That's my problem. Include me. It should be inclusive. Everybody in. If you all are in Flint, everybody in. It should absolutely include everybody, not just a specific group or a specific group over here or wherever you choose, or not a specific genre of people. It should not. Should not be just the upper class. It should not just be downtown. The north side needs some love too. The east side definitely needs some love. Listen, they need a lot of love. You think the north side fucked up? Y'all been on the east side, baby? Listen, and that's what I don't understand why Judy Priestley doesn't fight harder. You okay with sitting in the middle of that riffraff? It's like you sitting in the middle of junk, of a mess, and you okay with that? Because you got to pass through that mess to get to your peace. Mm, I don't want that. I wouldn't want to deal with that. That's why I don't understand. Mm, time out. Take that back. I do understand because they put you there to do a job, and the job wasn't to fight for your ward. Y'all, it's showing, and that's what it looks like to me. If somebody puts me there to do a job, I'm gonna do that job. Excuse me. And if that job doesn't look like fighting for my ward, but it looks like trying to control somebody or trying to control something here, that's what it is. It has absolutely nothing to do with making your ward better or making sure your constituents are all right, because it doesn't look like that. Because, to be honest, if the blight, if blight and blight cleanup was that high on the list, Judy Priestley, you should have never stopped working. Your ward fucked up. Fucked up. Every street you go on, it's terrible. I've never went to I went there and I canvassed in that area. And I'm gonna tell you what I know for sure. We canvassed in that area with Mike Down. When the street I went on, it wasn't fucked up. So if blight was at the top of the list, and those are some of the things that you were concerned about, you should have never stopped working. Because this messed up over there. It looked third world countries.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shadi. Shard.
What do you say?
Some people get in positions of power that let positions go to their head. They do.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at it like that second and third world council people, like I said, council person, let me respect them two right there. Well, Quincy Murphy, the third world council person, man, he let you know how he is. At
Mm-hmm.
least I give him that. Even though he do a lot of messing up on council,
Yeah.
he tell the truth by default.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that, not that that's what he want to do. He do telling truth by default. Like he said, he didn't show up to that meeting. It didn't get posted, but it got posted.
Yeah.
And said, but he didn't want to come because it was political. Remember, he went to saying he was doing something he didn't know. Then he was cutting grass. Then he said in the end, well, I didn't show up because I knew it was going to be political. All the time, You know what I'm saying? Then like he did about the bid rig. Then when it came down to vote, he might have got told, "Hey, look, leave that alone."
Mm-hmm.
But he wanted to do it, and then bagged up out of it. It's like he'll put the car forward, then had to put it in reverse.
But here's the thing about that. What do you want to do? You got to pick a side. You can't straddle the fence. You either gonna fight for it or you not. You gonna straddle the fence? I'm gonna be here and in and out. I'm not putting one foot in and one foot out. I'm all the way in, both my feet in.
No, but remember when he got in office, he said he was putting it to make the mayor look good. You got to remember that
Yeah.
speech that he gave. So
Well, you remember Judy Priestley when I interviewed her, before we could get back together, when I interviewed her, and she said she was put in to control Eric Mays. Y'all can
yeah,
go back and watch that.
yeah. No, I'm with your mama on this one. Mama
What
Quincy,
she say?
yeah, Quincy didn't show up because his boss told him he better not. And you are, and I do agree with you with that. Somebody told him not. That's just like how the deal was. They canceled the meeting that came Monday.
Yeah.
Or was it Tuesday? What was coming up? It was
Was it
canceled.
Tuesday?
It was canceled.
Yeah.
I feel like Woods is there. Did you call everybody and know they weren't gonna go? Cause I'm pretty sure Eric would have showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya would have showed up for
Yeah.
that day. It was before the
I'm
holiday.
sure Jerry would forgot
Would
would
have
have.
showed up. And Liddell, if you would have showed up, Quincy would have showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know about the other four, but I'm just saying with that five, they could have put that quota. They could have showed up. They would have showed up if you really wanted to help. That's what I'm saying. If they really wanted to help them mothers that's coming down there, that's hurt with pain, they would have. They would have. They would have did
They're
justice.
narcissists though, and that narcissistic behavior is all across the damn board, all the
Yeah,
way across.
yeah,
They're all that narcissistic behavior.
yeah.
I seen the biggest narcissistic behavior my last day at council when Eva got up and was talking about that thing that happened with Jazz when she said Jazz hit her.
But this reason we going through this is because two people on council, that second and third ward, the doctor and Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
Them two people right there is why Eva Worley feels she can call, what was it, Tanya Burns, she called Ghetto Jerry Winfrey Carter. It's the reason that she's saying what she, the cussing up under her breath, Ali Hoker wrote it on here. She come blind to when it's her race doing something. I noticed that. She
And
don't
she
ever
never
hear nothing.
hears anything. So I think
Yeah.
as a gift, all of you people that are on council that are really good friends with her, y'all seem to like her so much. Y'all all should get pull y'all little coins together that y'all been getting and get her a fucking miracle ear because she can't hear shit.
Yeah, no,
Every time something happened, I didn't hear that. God damn, what did you hear?
yeah, she be sitting, but she hear every time Eric say something.
Yeah. So y'all just, invest in her a miracle ear. Cause at this point I feel like Eric Mays' voice is like a fucking dog whistle and that's all she can hear. It's
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
but
It's
Judy
insane.
don't ever hear nothing either. Let's just call it spade. Judy don't ever hear nothing. But to me, her and Dennis Pfeiffer, man, they really lost me with that. They voted for the investigation, but when it came time to do something, they didn't show up.
Yeah.
That's that BS
Yeah.
that I be looking at when I say the white counterpart. Y'all will get there. They did it for smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
But when it came time to put some meat on just like when it came to with the beer rig,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. All this stuff that they been was able to be captured on camera
Mm-hmm.
can show you how dysfunctional, how corrupted the Flint City Council is with this administration, to the voting process, to the school board.
Yeah.
Them three levels of Flint, and I don't even want to go beyond that, but them three levels right
Mm-hmm.
there is total corruption.
Well, then we have the people that are in support of them, the residents,
Yeah.
even the non-residents that are in support of that and okay with the city being sold out. Well, okay is with the corruption, okay with the lies, okay with the lawlessness that's going on from the administration to city council to the school board. Now you can be mad at one person one person because you don't like who they're associated with, right? And then, but you okay with everything else. How does that even work? And that's the thing. Everybody is all lumped up together and want to stand here. I just don't understand it. If you can't stand for the right thing at any point in time, nothing that's right that you can stand for, but you always want to go against the grain and stand for everything that's wrong. What do you think good is going to happen from that or happen to you from doing that?
That's why I keep telling you these people are not believing in God.
Power recognizes power.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. But power don't recognize nothing but power.
Yeah, you gotta understand the ones that got
And if you being a little and you being timid and you following in behind something else, you're not being respected. Power respects power. Y'all remember that. Power respects power.
mm,
And I don't give a damn who you are. Listen, and I done said this. I don't know who you believe in or what you believe in, but these come down right here, right now, right in front of me, him and his sandals. And I'm me. And you're not gonna make me go against the grain because you say that's the if it's right, it's right. And that's where I'm rolling. He can't come, he just can't come down and tell me to roll with something wrong. No, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm rolling with the right thing. Because at the end of the day, that all come listen, y'all, listen, I don't care how y'all feel or what y'all don't feel. If it's in the Bible, what does it say? You reap what you sow. I my black ass say karma is a motherfucker. Same thing. That's going you reap what you sow, it come back tenfold. And I say the same thing about karma. Karma is a bitch. And if you think she ain't coming back to get you, she might not. But she gonna get somebody real close to you. And you gonna feel it either way. Either way, you gonna feel it. So why not do the right thing? It's easy to do the wrong thing. It's so easy to do the wrong thing. But is it gonna pay off? Do you have any longevity in it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because the dark always has to come to the light.
every time.
Every time. The dark always has to come to the light. So just as dark as you are, you can be on the dark side and you can live in that, sit in it, stew in it, bake in it, bathe in it, all of that. But eventually it's gotta come. Look, cream rises to the top. And as much as you try to hold it down, all that good gonna it's gonna come out, it's gonna come to the top. Cream always rises to the top. I was trying to tell you. And as much as y'all hate on me or Mick or anybody else, we cream, baby. We gonna rise to the top. That stuff that it's going to come out and it's going to be good. And you can listen. You can either do it willingly or not. But either way, you're gonna do it at some point. You gonna bow. That's all I'm saying. And so you can either do right willingly or you can be made to do right.
Mm.
But either way, you gonna bow. So why not make the conscious decision just to do the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
Because who is that hurting? Absolutely nobody, but it's helping everybody, including you. You are the one that is helping the most. But if you think you're gonna keep bowing on that wrong side and you're not gonna come over to the right side at some point, you're gonna eventually bow. Hey, it's not up to me. I ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in. But I'm trying to tell you that eventually it's gonna have to come down to that. You gonna it's a line. It's a line drawn in the sand. You either gonna be over here or you not. And it will behoove you to be over here on the right side. I'm just saying.
You don't think he catching hell right now? Because
Absolutely.
his administration, I know
Absolutely.
even this people understand this. His
Absolutely.
administration is riddled with nothing but controversy.
Absolutely. But again, like I said, it may have been it's easy. And stuff happen easy at the beginning, right? And it flow just like you feel like it should flow. But eventually it start getting a little bumpy and a little rocky, and then you can't. I'm just saying, y'all.
I was looking at it like he think it's like he. I'm gonna just tell you, I seen this story play out before
Mm-hmm.
down in Detroit with Kwame killed Patrick. We ain't got
Mm.
to use Kwame. I
Mm-hmm.
done seen, oh, because I love to study history.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Richard Nixon's second term.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, you can go to Richard Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can think you untouchable. Just like I be laughing when I be seeing people say, "Oh, he the Teflon." Even who was the first Teflon Don? Did he end up going to prison?
Listen, even Superman got kryptonite.
Yeah, because this is not your. This is you playing their game. This is
Mm-hmm.
their game. When they like, I seen a quote today when they people saying they playing chess and they just saying it's so cliche. It's so cliche to say they playing chess. This the thing. This their game. They have 400 years to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
400 years. How long we been up for slavery, and we just now getting to play their game. Remember, they have 400 years of
Mm-hmm.
playing it. Now they gonna let you play their game.
I'm gonna tell you what people think. What even more put things more into perspective is that people always keep saying that that was so long ago. That was this and that. Was it? Was it?
Really, it
But
wasn't.
you got to think about it. If you still got grandparents, any of you still got grandparents, they can tell you the story about it. So it wasn't that long ago.
But see, that's the
You got to think about
BS.
it. 1960 wasn't that long ago.
But that's the BS when they say, "Oh, was that long ago?" But see, that really give you really when you look at history, it's showing
Hmm.
you. That's why they call it history,
Absolutely.
showing you how you still getting played
It's
today.
his story.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
story.
Because what you doing, what we fighting for nowadays, fighting in the '60s for
Absolutely.
jobs, better housing, health benefits, all the same stuff that people was fighting for back then.
So do y'all read? Do y'all read? Have y'all ever read like or heard any of James Baldwin work, whatever? Right? Remember we was talking about that with
Yeah,
Brother Roberts, right? Read some of this stuff. If you go back and you read some of that stuff, like the one that he wrote to his nephew, like if you read some of that stuff and you read all of that stuff that he was going through and he had to go through and all of that is so relevant right now. It is so disheartening. Becky Brown, I know you do.
definitely.
But if you read it and you put it into perspective, the time that he wrote it, because he's no longer with us, and you put that into perspective and you think about the time that he was in, you go back and you look at it or whatever, and you put that into perspective that we're still fighting those same fights. It might
Better,
not look exactly like that, but we're still fighting those exact same fights.
better schools.
Still fighting that same fight. Voting, still fighting that same fight.
Man, that's what I'm saying. It's
Being able to have a
right,
business,
right,
still fighting that same fight.
right. That's what I'm saying. When they look,
Housing,
yeah.
still fighting that same
When
fight.
they tell you that, that's what I'm saying. When you look, that's what history you can judge. You getting to judge who you dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you see election time, or you see the Democrats, they come up here. Blacks, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna do this. As soon as they get their vote, they gone, and you still living in the same condition that you in.
But I
But
think those, but they say that they're Democrats, but that's them dinos, right? Democrat in name only.
yeah, I'm just saying, look at it. It's terrible, but when you really look at it,
Yeah,
you know, we can do.
we are, and I think that people don't see, they don't see the longevity in it, and I don't think people think about it progressive enough. They don't. It's not forward thinking. Everybody thinking about right now,
Yeah,
and you know, if I vote right now, and what happens right now, such and such gonna give me a couple dollars if I pass out this. Such and such gonna give me a couple dollars if I get signatures for this. Everybody thinking about right now,
right.
but nobody is thinking about next year. Nobody's thinking about 3 years from now. Nobody's even thinking about when the election not gonna be hot no more. That's the hot topic right now.
Yeah,
And when it cool off, and that the next hot topic they is in, nobody's gonna be thinking about all that bullshit that they did right now until it starts affecting them next year.
yeah. Because if you look
Because if
at,
you think that shit ain't gonna affect you next year, y'all need to go see a therapist more than I do. And I just told y'all I need to go see somebody.
Shawty, Shaw, you got more faith than I do because the Democrats had the House and the Senate, but you keep forgetting about them Southern, them Dixiecrats. when you had Joe Manchin, Kristen Cinema. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? They had it, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you still gotta believe, even though the Democrats do, like he said, they got both houses in Lansing.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta think about some of them the Democrats that got some of them uh, conservative views.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this is what you know. They, you know, then you got the progressive. What part of who took over? Was it the progressives, or was it your hawkish Democrats,
Mm.
your conservative, your Dinos? You know what I'm saying? You got to see which ones then took over because you got some of them. Oh Lord.
Yeah. And I believe that we have more of those than we
And
think.
and Malcolm said it so eloquently. You got to watch out for them liberals.
Yeah.
I sure will, Becky
Oh
Brown.
yeah, I will, Becky.
You really do gotta watch. You gotta watch out for them. It's like it's a game being played. But just think about it. Look at it like this to show you the mind state of what the game we being played. Republican get in power, he gonna do everything a Democrat did.
Mm-hmm.
If it's for to help the people, if it's not, a Democrat get in power, he got to do one thing, everything the Republican did. The back and forth, to trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's like we study getting dragged as a nation.
Yeah.
You get dragged. You got the conservatives, they want their point of view. You got the liberals who want their point of view. Then you got the racists who want their point of view. Then you got the other races that's trying to get some, and the blacks is right there.
And then, but nobody wants to reach across the aisle and work together and see which points that they have that are either similar or the same to work on those folk first, and
Shit.
then work on the other ones. Nobody want to reach across
No,
the aisle.
if you go look, Shell, if they don't reach across the aisle, they don't reach across the aisle when it comes for us and
No,
poor
that's what
people.
I'm talking
But
about.
when it comes, you see how they
Yeah,
was all genuine to send that money over to Ukraine.
absolutely.
You
No,
see
that's
how
what
they
I'm
be
talking about.
together.
Reaching across the aisle for us.
That's what I'm saying. They, oh no, they do some willing and dealing.
Absolutely, they
But
do.
when
But
it
it
comes,
doesn't. It has
like even
nothing to do with us.
yeah, you got the LGBT. Look how they stuff been pushed through.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You even got other nationalities who get stuff
We
pushed
had
through.
there was that hate crime, that Asian hate crime
God,
bill that got passed, like just like that.
yeah.
We've been fighting that fight for them to get off our necks, literally, get up off our necks, literally, for I don't know how many years. Can't get shit to move. You know what I'm saying?
But wouldn't
But
it make
they,
but don't it make sense if we own our own? We wouldn't be going through what Kanye going through. We wouldn't be going through what Kyrie going through. Cause just think, when you don't own these things, a person can do that to you.
absolutely, you don't own it. But here's the thing about that too, is that Kanye had a platform for a very long time. He just now tapping into that little part of it. He could have been speaking out about this a long time ago.
But he was never going. He was
He was
never.
independent first.
Yeah, but no, he was never truly
He
independent. But
wasn't
he's
never
saying,
truly independent. However, if that was the lane that he chose, though,
but see, he that's
we
the
just some
thing.
suckers, man.
But
We
look
just
what he
won't speak
still
on the
was.
right stuff.
Look what he was steady going to. He was still trying to go to these other.
And again, we some suckers.
Yeah, because but when you don't own it, I get what he was doing with his fight. He trying to get that money, but this the thing. Anybody that can give you money can take it away,
Absolutely.
and that's all they did. They gave him some. That's like with Kyrie. Don't get me wrong. If we own our own, like that's what I'm saying. Us now, we more lost now than we was back then with the going, and we ain't see the slavery that our
No, we
forefathers
didn't.
or foreparents, you know what I'm saying, came up. You know what I'm saying. Look how they still built something. What have we built? We just consumers. We don't own nothing.
Well, we still had a few people that still believed in having your own. But see that, but again, that's like, remember we had this conversation long, long time ago. That ball got dropped a long time ago, and just like I said, I believe that we didn't gatekeep enough of our stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't gatekeep our stuff because we should have been gatekeeping our heritage. We should have been gatekeeping our religion. We should have been gatekeeping our culture. We should have been gatekeeping that. You think those people that follow the hoodoo religion, they don't get it out. We don't know about that for real. That's why we make it. That's why we make it such a thing, and we think it's all bad. You know what I'm saying? And we condemn it. and we think it's witchcraft and all of this other stuff, and we think it's the devil and all of this other stuff because we don't know, and we don't know, so we make up our own things about it. But they gatekeep the shit out of that,
No,
and we should definitely be gatekeeping our stuff.
no, it do, but that's why we needed like, well, see, they control everything that I ain't gonna say what they control like with the Negro League. When we couldn't join, when they first had the first integration with baseball, basketball, football, when they was letting us to able to come play. See, we've been going through this, and all we've been doing it because believe this. If you go watch 42, about
Jackie Robinson,
they only did it for money.
Yeah.
When they did the integration.
Yeah.
When you go look at it, it be about everything is controlled about money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything was about money. So when you look at it, with that's what I love when Brother Roberts would be saying. He said, "Power, respect, power." We gonna keep. Well, not us. I'm saying, I believe Flint, just me, that, and I might get in trouble for saying it, but I feel like it's the Sambo spill that came over our elected officials, the ones that's in power. I mean, the ones elected in DC, especially the second and third ward.
Yeah.
They ain't nothing. I don't care how she said. If you could sit up 3, 4 in the morning when y'all replaced Eric Mays, you could have stayed there for that vote.
Absolutely.
So the games that they play out, you know what I'm saying? Like them two, and then you gave. But then once again, you didn't know how to negotiate. You gave yourself the vice presidency. Because remember, her and Quincy are for the for Judy Priestley, Eva Worthy, and Dennis Pfeiffer. They are that they need them 2 votes to get them what they want. Y'all couldn't put yourself once again when it was you couldn't swing the deal for you to be the president. Ayali couldn't be vice president.
Yeah.
She already had been the president. There was already legally she was being the president.
Yeah.
Then when they voted to put Dennis in there, but you put her right back up in there.
Yeah. But I also love when Brother Roberts was always talking to us about power, respect, and power, because it's very true. Because power doesn't respect anything but power. And here's the thing. I think we've been down in this. When I say we, I mean Flint has been down in the sunken place for so long.
Yeah.
We don't respect anybody trying to pick us up and get us out. And I think that was the problem with Dr. Weaver, right? It wasn't enough progressive and forward thinking from us to keep her in that spot, because we were hell bent on listening to all of those people and that propaganda and the lies that was spread about her. And so we weren't highlighting, and we weren't spotlighting all of these forward, progressive, and great things that she was doing for the city. Because listen, when you leave the city in a surplus of, what was it, 24, $25 million, and now we have nothing, we're in a deficit, and you telling me that she didn't do anything great? Damn, I'm sure that wasn't easy. And if it was easy, y'all go get 25 million. Let me see how easy is to do. It's crazy. Like all of the great things that was happening, they had. It was how many percentage left of the lines that needed the pipes that needed to be.
I think Dr. Weaver did between 85 to 90%.
And they needed what? Only 15% left to do.
That's what. Yeah.
15% left. And you had 3 years to do 15% that was left, and it's still not done. And then in a year during COVID, and then on top of all of that, you had to go back. You had to spin the block on the same people that you cut out. The shit is crazy. Y'all don't look at that. Y'all silly people that be voting for this man, y'all don't look at that, because that's crazy to me.
Listen, hold up.
Simple.
Hold up. Let me get this right.
Yeah, go for it.
I hold your money back, UWT Steve.
Hold my money back.
I'm just using you as an example.
Yeah.
I hold your money back.
Hold my money back. I ain't did shit.
As soon as I get in the jam, I had to come back, even though I go through another company where they had the subcontract. Then nobody wanted to take it because they knew they weren't gonna be able to finish the job in time. But I'm holding your money back after I done talked about you, and then you
Drug me
gotta,
down.
and then you gotta come back and help.
Now you gotta come back and you gotta ask for. So is it right to just condemn me and ask for forgiveness later? Because that's what it is.
But
He ain't
did you
even.
notice? Ain't none of his supporters say nothing about that.
Absolutely not. Why would they do that?
No.
Why would they
If you
talk about
notice,
that?
they don't none never say nothing about. You know what? I saw a couple of them did say something about him firing the fire chief. They was
Mm-hmm.
upset. I seen a couple, but I was like this because I never seen none of his supporters
Mm-hmm.
say anything. So when I seen two of them speak out, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
the world coming to an end. No, I'm dead shit. That's
Yeah.
how I be looking when I see people you've been going along with food. People can say that with me too. But, certain people that you do support, people might look like, damn, you just now woke up. So I do have a soft spot. I'll be like, okay, well, now they woke up. I was asleep before.
Well, yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, though. I am. Y'all don't heard me talk about this a million times, and I will forever do it. I don't give a shit about burning a bridge because I have no intention on ever crossing back over it. However, the thing of it is that I don't burn it just to be burning it. Some shit had to shake for me to burn it.
Yeah.
It really did. Some shit had to shake for me in order for me to burn the bridge. But I have no intention on crossing back over. That's the thing. So, but with that being said, you got to make sure that the bridge is really worth burning before you burn it down. Cause he tried to burn that bridge up with he burnt the bridge up with W.T. Stevens and had to rebuild it so he can cross back over.
But did he really do it, or did the company that he hired have more sense to him to have to reach out
Yeah,
to go get?
maybe
So was it still his?
he still had to bring the bridge back because he still had to go back over there.
Or was he getting? Or is it somebody else that told him you better get them?
What very much so. I believe that when you're in positions like that, that those are not your thoughts, those are not your opinions. You're definitely being puppeteered by the puppet master.
I can go with that. I can go with that.
Now who the puppet master is, IDK. I
Follow
have
the
an
money.
idea.
Follow the
I was
money.
just getting ready to say I have an
Follow.
idea. You
Follow
just
the
follow the
money.
money.
Yeah.
However, I do wholeheartedly believe that when you're in positions like that, you are definitely being puppeteered by the puppet master. That's all the way up, even up to the president. You
Oh
being
yeah,
puppeteered
yeah.
by the puppet master.
Hell yeah, the
Absolutely.
president let him step out of bounds. They got thing called
But
impeachment
but that's the thing though.
articles.
People aren't really paying attention to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They so hung up on the propaganda and all the lies and all these people that are doing their jobs as the propaganda spreaders, the
But
lie spreaders. They doing their job,
but
right?
just think, I'm the mayor, right? You council person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I'm not the mayor. Yeah, I'm the mayor. You the council person.
Mm-hmm.
I could come in and say, hey, Todd, I need you to vote this way for me. This allegedly, this ain't nothing real for they
Right,
come
right, right,
back.
right. This is just a
Yeah,
conversation. Got it.
you come down to the office. Hey, listen, I know you heard you only making 20,000 a year. That ain't enough money. Because haven't you heard? You know what I'm saying? I heard Quincy Liddell say plenty of time this ain't enough money, but you still took the job and you ain't gonna quit. So you come down to my office. I'm like, look, I need you to vote this way. I can help you out. Now we getting into the
Quid pro quo.
yeah, quid pro quo. I'm over here. I'm cool with. I'm gonna use Lear since Neely and Montez brought Lear here, so let me go with Lear. And I'm over
Eee.
here with. I'm over here. I'm cool with Lear because I'm the mayor. Running Lear. Hey, I need you to give my person a job. Give them this, or I get you some grants. Now you went from really not having nothing.
Not being didn't know where you was gonna eat
You
to
like,
gaining too much
yeah,
goddamn
you
weight.
like everybody else,
Mm.
like the regular folk
Yeah,
that's got to work to eat.
yeah, the working class.
But now you go from I done got in the seat. I'm just showing you how
Yeah,
easily it can be corrupted.
absolutely.
A lot of these people who don't have money, it's easy to corrupt a person who don't have money. You go from, let's just say you making $13, $14 an hour. Now you making $13, $14 an hour, along with that 1100 from council from every 2 weeks. Or no, not 14 no more. I get you in, I get you in a higher paying job now.
Yeah.
Because the way I want you to vote for me.
Hmm.
It's easy to brag. Get a person that was broke. You could look at a person, man. I be watching a lot. I don't say, man. I look at the ones who was just riding regular cars. Next thing you know, they popping up there in newer cars. I'm looking at ones that was thin. Now they picking up weight. Money show itself.
Money do show.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they always say follow the money.
Yeah.
That's like with that vote. Follow the money. You can see why this voting block. Just go see if any of these people getting jobs and got jobs. We know what you was doing before.
Yeah.
It ain't hard to see. Yeah, Quincy tell what was it? Earl about the you in my ward. You got to break bread with me. See how cocky?
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
So it's easy for them to get caught up. You go down there, go down. Allegedly, I'm not saying this is happening, but if I was a mayor, if I want to get your vote, I'll wine and dine you with certain things that I see that you weak at.
Well, I'm gonna say how disheartening it is because prior to that, I can absolutely say that we did see Quincy working,
Yeah,
doing good stuff in the community.
yeah.
We could see him doing a whole bunch of good things in the community. And so when the switch got flipped, it was very disappointing to see that. Because what the fuck happened? You have been doing this all these years without a dime, going hard. And just as soon as a little power in that get into play,
But they needed
ego
him.
trip.
But they needed him. Thank you.
Ego
He
trip.
got in the seat. And he finally, when you look at them, most of them be humble.
Yep.
When they get in their seat, get in that council seat, they feel like, because now you got people pulling on them. Not understand they really being, like you say, a puppet and a puppeteer sticking their hand up. And when you hear, because I honestly truly believe this, when I hear Liddell and Quincy talk how they fighting against, I know that's not them. I know that's somebody telling them. Even though we hearing it, but it's somebody else squeezing their tonsils.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's just the thing. You know what? The more that you start doing things and you start speaking out and you in places, that having a seat and being in some type of position ain't the only place that you get pulled on. Mick, when we go places, I'm getting tugged all the time. You getting tugged all the time. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. However, I'm not gonna compromise my people. I refuse to do it. I absolutely refuse, and I think we all need to be stumped down like that. Listen, we can't expect everybody to be us. We can't expect everybody to be the same that we are and have the same mindset as us. However, I think the majority of us, being that we are products of Flint and we know what we are capable of being, and we also know the destitute that we are being in and we are in right now. That should be a switch in the mind. Listen, so Brother Robert said to me, I seen him the other day. Shout out to Brother Roberts. I love him real hard. Y'all continue to keep praying for him.
I seen the video too.
You did?
It's like,
Okay. So shout out to him. That I absolutely adore that guy. He is, no matter how anybody feels about him, if you really sit down and you have conversation with him, he is an amazing person. And I love the conversations that I have with him because he is the person that literally can bring out the best in me. He has a way of just being in the room, and even when he's not asking questions or doing anything like that, it's just something about him that he brings out the absolute best that is locked in my mind. Like, we have these conversations. Mickey can tell you, like this last one that we were at, he absolutely, and I've told him this a million times. So, brother Roberts, if you're watching, I love you. I thank you. You bring out the absolute best in me every time I'm with you, and you make me think of things like so differently. And I really so much appreciate you. And for all of you all that are watching, if you have some elders or some people that are in your life that do that for you, make sure you give them their flowers while they're here and they can receive them. That's so important to let them know how um, they have impacted your life and how they have changed your life, because he has more than he can ever know. And I really appreciate him. So moving forward, but we had a conversation and we were talking about those things, and it he was talking about McGee, he was talking about power, respecting power, and he was talking about all of these things that are happening in the city, and he was absolutely talking about being puppeteered and being a puppet master and all these things. And it's unfortunate that people ego gets in the way, because when ego gets in the way, all that shit go to hell. It goes to hell. And so many people are so hell bent on not seeing a woman being in position or in a place of power, that they get it all misconstrued and all fucked up, and they're not thinking about the things that she's absolutely bringing to the table. So not only Dr. Weaver being a woman, but being a black woman got things all crazy, because nobody liked that for real. Nobody liked her intelligence. Nobody liked her being a people's person. She was a mayor for the people. That nobody liked her being down to earth. Nobody liked her being around and being accessible to the people. And she's still accessible to the people. I appreciate that I could call her anytime and she'd answer, or somebody would get back with me. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to be that type of person. And I know I'm not going to say that I don't get no backlash, because I do. I get a lot of backlash for um speaking about the things that I speak about, or not speaking about things that I don't speak about. It's some things that I don't speak about because A, I'm not going to give it any energy because it doesn't deserve it, or B, I don't know enough about it to speak on it. And I'm not going to be uneducated and just talking about stuff just to hear myself talk. We get enough of those people all the time. So I'm not going to add to the list of those people. But I do know that this city has a long way to go. And I feel like we just got set back from this election. It's a setback. It's not a step forward. It's absolutely a step back. And we really need to make sure that we are standing up with each other, and we are fighting the good fights. And we are fighting the fights that maybe nobody else will touch, but we have to, because the city needs to move forward. Because what's going to end up happening is the city is going to be sold out to a bunch of people, and you're not even going to know that this is the city anymore. And then when those people that have sold the city out, once they are out of this position and they're not in these positions of power here for this city, they're gonna be long gone, and then they'll give two fucks about what this city looked like, or how it happened, or what happened to it, because they're gonna be long gone. Is that what we want for this city? Do you agree? Once they mess it up, they're gonna be long gone. When they're out of the position, they be gone.
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna probably be living in a better area. The ones that gonna be able to get, now everybody ain't gonna go. It's gonna be a lot of them gonna be left here.
Yeah, yeah. I just think that we need to we have to start standing up and speaking out, especially for the things that we know that are right. Like I said, you can not do what's right, and it's very easy to not do what's right. It's so easy. But pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah, dude.
Pressure makes diamonds. And a little pressure ain't never hurt nobody. Hey, you feel the pressure, but you listen, everybody done had some pressure put on them, and you bounce back up out of it. That's what's great about the resiliency of the people of Flint. We are resilient people. A resilient people. We're a resourceful people. But we got to put all of that to good use. And we got to do it on the right side of good. On the right side of good. I'm just saying. We do too many things that are are not right. And we lean more towards the people that are not right. And we got to stop doing that. We got to stop killing the message because of the messenger. Now, regardless if you don't like some of the people that are giving the message, if the message is accurate and the message is true, why are we fighting it so much? Why we block it so much? all because of the messenger. Y'all so hell bent on hating Wentis and Art and whomever else. Y'all have no y'all won't even listen. Won't even listen. That's unfortunate. Y'all probably do the same to me too. Not all of you all that's watching. Well, some of you that's watching, yeah, y'all probably all do that to me too. Not everybody. And that's fine. But one thing you'll never catch me doing is being on the other side of right. I'm not doing that. I'm not selling out my people. I'm not doing that. When I know better, I do better. And I know better, I do better. And that's my commitment. That is completely gonna be my commitment to this. And I get tired. It's tiring. It makes you feel like, is it worth it? Like nothing good is coming out of it. But it's divine timing, right? It's not on my time. It really is on God's time. So when the good things start happening from it, and you stand in that fight, and you stand in it, you'll be rewarded. Because my reward ain't coming from nobody. My reward is not coming from a bunch of people. It's definitely not coming from my family and my friends. And I'm not begging or asking anybody to do it, but it's gonna happen though. And when it starts happening, people will see it. Or even if they don't see it, it's fine. But I know. But here's my reward. My reward for me is to know that I'm doing the right thing. And I don't have to, and I can sleep easy, right, Mick? I can go to sleep peacefully. That's my reward. I don't have to wake up and wondering if somebody out to get me. I don't be waking up looking on Facebook and seeing if somebody talking shit or none of that, because I really don't care. That's my reward, because I know that I'm doing the right thing. I think we thinking about it wrong, and I think we need to do that. And I think we all need to jump on the doing the right thing. We do. We have to. And if we don't, we'll be in the same situation that we're in right now. Upset about an election because it didn't go the way that we thought it was going to go, or people being in these positions that are able to make sure that it doesn't go the way that we want it to go. But we have to do better. We got to start doing our homework. We got to start showing up, and we got to start doing those things. And again, you might not like protesting, you might not like boycotting and all of that, but it works. It absolutely works.
Yes, it is.
It absolutely works. So again, and thinking about that, make sure that when you're thinking about those things and you're asking about those people that are not showing up, asking what you ask yourself, what could you be doing? Could you be a part of that group and help show up? When we're asking about the NAACP, could you be a part of the NAACP? Would you be in a part of that when you ask where are they and why are they showing up? Because you very much could be a part of that too. And so the question could be asked right back to you: where are you? Why are you not doing anything? Where's Black Lives Matter? Could you be a part of that? Where are you? Why are you not showing up? Could you be doing that individually? Could you be contacting Crystal Cooper and joining her and standing with her individually? Do you need someone to get you to ask you to do that? Because nobody asked me, but I know that I would want somebody to do the same for me. So again, Crystal Cooper, I am standing with you, sugar. Whenever you need me to, if I can be there, I will absolutely be there. Again, I'm not going to city council. I will not be going back to any of those meetings. I can't do it. It's too much. However, Crystal, if you need me and you need something, you are going and you standing for those Mitchell boys, I will be there. I will absolutely be there to stand with you for your boys. For you and your boys. I will absolutely stand. Shawnee Davis, same with you. If you are needing somebody to stand with you, like I said, I will not be going back to those council meetings. But Shawnee Davis, if you need somebody to stand with you and you going down there and you fighting for your baby just as well, and you need somebody to stand with you, I am here for you. I am here for you as a mother, as a resident of Flint, but as your sister in this fight. I'm here with you, and I will definitely stand with you. And I pray that you all will do the same, just as I to stand with her. So we want justice for Zaire and Lamar Mitchell, and we want what's Shawnee Davis' son's name?
Von Tree.
Von Treese, and we want justice for Von Treese as well. We absolutely do. So, y'all, with that being said, I am going to end that, and I'm going to end this, and we're going to move forward. I want you all to make sure that you are enjoying this time off and enjoy your family. Get with your family, call somebody, spend some time with them. I'm going back, like I said, my brother is here from out of town. I'm so thankful for him to be here. He and I are all that we have. He and I are all that we have left. We had a sister, but she passed away some years ago. So he and I are it. So I always try to enjoy my brother as much as I can when he's here, and the same as when I go down there with him. So make sure you are loving on your family, you are loving on your people, you are loving on your friends, you are calling them. You know what? This time of the year is really hard for people that have lost loved ones, because this is the time of the year where you get together with your loved ones. So if you know someone that has lost a parent or a sibling or even a child, make sure you reach out and hug on them and love on them a little harder, a little extra at this time of the year, because they need it. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And I know this is the time of the year for all this low vibrational food, but make sure you're getting some healthy foods in there as well. Make sure that you're drinking your water. Please don't drink the Flint water because it's not clean, but make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure that even though you are eating on this low vibrational food, that you are getting some exercise in. So make sure that you're getting at least 30 minutes of cardio in every day. Even if you can't do it at home, it's still kind of nice outside. So take a walk, take a nice brisk walk around your neighborhood or a park or a track. Do some of that. Call some of your friends, and you all get out in the morning or get out in the afternoon and take a walk. Make sure that you are loving on yourself, because you are important. Self love is so, so, so important. And you have to make sure that you are loving on yourself, because you can't give from an empty vessel. So you have to love on yourself and make sure that you are filling yourself up so you are able to give it out to someone else, right? And if you don't love on you, who else is going to do it? You got to love on you first. And what's better than you? Absolutely nothing. Nothing is better than you. So make sure that you are taking care of you. And then make sure that you are taking care of the people around you. Mental health is so very important to me. So you make sure that you are getting your mental all prepared for the things that are happening in this time. Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of with the election, with the school board, with all these things and the people around. And again, it being a holiday time, sometimes you can get down in a place where you feel like you can't get up from. But you absolutely can. And if you need somebody and you need somebody to talk to, don't be afraid to reach out to them, right? Make sure that you are getting the help that you need. Just make sure that you take care of yourself. This is the time of the year that everybody needs it. So love on yourself a little harder and love on the people around you a little harder, right? Make sure that you tune in to um, Ashley, Ashley and Rich. What is it called?
Club Rich.
Club Rich. I apologize, Ashley. I'm gonna get it together. Club Rich on Sunday at noon. Who else we got? We got Reverend Thorell killed on Saturday at 8 a.m. And then we have AC Dumas at 9:30. So make sure you are tapping in. Dr. Weaver will be back. Will she be back next week?
Yep.
Dr. Weaver will be back next week on Monday
12. 12.
at noon.
Yep, no, no.
Monday at noon. So make sure that you are tuning in to Dr. Weaver on Monday at noon. We got a couple other things that are coming up. You're gonna see it. You're gonna keep seeing us, and we're gonna keep reporting out. We're gonna keep giving you exactly what you want to see, and we're gonna even throw in some stuff that maybe that you didn't know you want to see, but you're gonna see it anyway, right? Shout out to Ira Dorsey and the Dayton family. They have their documentary coming up, so you all look out for that. Just make sure that you're supporting. Dink Sosa has a gang of concerts that are coming up at Vibes. And if Vibes is not your speed and it's a little too fast for you, then you can slow down a little bit and go to Roll House. That's the 30 and up, but make sure you're supporting him as well. Just get out. There's a lot going on in the city, and those two people I know are doing some great things. So make sure that you are supporting. We got to support each other, as a matter of fact. Make sure that we continue to support each other. All right, y'all. With that being said, y'all have a great, great weekend.